She scrubbed blood off marble floors in the basement of his hotel, not knowing the Korean mafia boss who owned it was watching through security cameras. His fiancée stood in the ballroom above, dripping in diamonds and cruelty. And when the billionaire in the cleaner's uniform finally revealed herself, the most dangerous man in the city would have to choose his empire or the only woman who'd ever made him feel human. Anna's reflection stared back from bulletproof windows, 60 stories above a city that knew her fortune but not her loneliness. Forbes called her the Black Diamond, self-made billionaire at 32. They didn't mention she'd trade it all for one honest conversation. Her phone buzzed. Another suitor. Another man who loved her stock portfolio more than her soul. She made a decision that would lead her into the most dangerous love of her life. 40 minutes later, Anna stood in a bathroom, wearing a thrift store uniform, her locks hidden under a faded scarf. No makeup, no jewelry, except she'd forgotten her Cartier watch. She twisted it off, hesitated, then pocketed it. The woman in the mirror looked invisible, perfect. Across the city, Min Ha Kim stood in his penthouse office above the Serpent Hotel, the crown jewel of his empire. Below, legitimate business hummed. Above, power moved in shadows. At 35, he controlled half the city's underground. His hands were clean only because others were stained. Your fiancée has arrived, sir. His Lieutenant Jay stood at military attention. She's redecorating the ballroom. Again. Minha's jaw tightened. Isabel Crane, daughter of the district attorney, his arranged bride, the key to legitimizing his empire. Beautiful, connected, soulless. Tell her I'll be down shortly. He pulled up security footage from the lobby, watched wealthy guests arrive, watched staff bow and scrape, watched a black woman in a cleaner's uniform cross the frame. Something in her posture made him pause the feed. She moved like royalty playing peasant, like someone used to command pretending to serve. Their eyes met through the camera for an impossible second. Minha's chest tightened with recognition he couldn't explain. He closed the laptop, straightened his Tom Ford suit, and headed downstairs to the woman he was obligated to marry, not knowing he was about to meet the woman who'd destroy and save him. Have you ever felt trapped between duty and desire? Tell me in the comments, and if you're ready for a love story that breaks all the rules, hit subscribe. This is just the beginning. The ballroom glittered like a jewelry box. Isabel held court beneath crystal chandeliers, her engagement ring catching light like a weapon. Anna knelt near the champagne tower, scrubbing invisible stains from marble that already gleamed. Isabel's voice cut through chamber music. You. Heels clicked, stopped. Isabel loomed over Anna like a storm. Did you just touch the champagne tower with those filthy hands? Anna looked up slowly. Ma'am, I was cleaning near... Near? Isabel's laugh was a glass breaking. Conversations died. Eyes turned. Look at your skin, your hair, your everything. You think you belong in a space like this? In his office above, Minha's phone buzzed. On security alert, incident in ballroom. He pulled up the live feed. His blood went cold. Anna rose with impossible dignity. I apologize if I've... Isabel shoved her shoulder. Not hard enough to knock her down, hard enough to humiliate. People like you exist to scrub our dirt, not contaminate our air. Someone call security. Get this thing out of my sight. Minha's hands clenched. Every instinct screamed to intervene. But Isabel's father was the DA. This engagement was the bridge between his criminal empire and legitimate power. One wrong move. On screen, Anna's eyes glistened, but her spine remained steel. Your existence is offensive, Isabel announced to the crowd. I want her fired, banned from this property. I will not have my engagement celebration ruined by poverty. Nervous laughter rippled through the room. Minha's finger hovered over his phone. One call. He could end this. Jay appeared at his shoulder. Sir, the DA just arrived. He's asking for you. The trap closed. On screen, Anna's sleeve rode up as she steadied herself. Minha leaned forward. There. Rose gold. Cartier. $80,000. His world tilted. Security dragged her toward the exit. Anna looked directly at the camera. At him, her eyes said, "I see you watching. I see you choosing silence." Then she was gone. When power forces you to choose between what's right and what's safe, what would you do? Drop your truth below. And subscribe if you need to see how this impossible love survives. Anna sat in the staff locker room, hands shaking. She'd survived corporate warfare, hostile takeovers, assassination attempts from competitors. But this being dehumanized while the most powerful man in the building watched through cameras carved deeper than any boardroom wound. One phone call. She could own this hotel by morning. Destroy Isabel. Expose Minha's empire to her network of federal contacts. But that wasn't the point. She needed to know if anyone, without knowing her wealth, her power, her name, would choose humanity over convenience. So far, silence. Upstairs, Minha sat in darkness. Security footage frozen on Anna's face. That watch. Those eyes. The way she'd endured cruelty like a queen enduring exile. "Sir." Jay entered without knocking. "The DA wants assurance that the wedding will proceed as planned. He's concerned about your commitment." "Tell him." "And Ms. Crane is demanding the cleaner be permanently blacklisted from all your properties." "Yeah, she wants proof of termination. Tonight." Minha's jaw clenched. "Who is she? The cleaner. What's her name?" Jay consulted his tablet. "Anna, no last name on file, hired through a temp agency 3 days ago. No background beyond a P.O. box." "Find her." "Sir?" "Find her. Bring her to my private office, discreetly." "The DA is waiting." "Find her." His voice dropped to the register that made men disappear. Jay paled. "Yes, sir." Alone, Minha stared at his hands. These hands had built an empire, signed death warrants, brokered deals in blood, and today they'd done nothing while a woman was degraded in his house. He pulled out his phone, typed a message to his tech specialist. "Run background on temp cleaner Anna, everything. Surveillance footage from every property. I want to know who she is." The response came in seconds. "Already on it." "Boss, something's not adding up. That watch she's wearing? It's not a knockoff." Minha's instinct screamed. Whoever Anna was, she wasn't a cleaner, and he was already in too deep. 20 minutes later, Jay escorted Anna through a private elevator to the penthouse level. She said nothing. Her face revealed nothing. The doors opened to Minha's office. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Minimalist furniture, air thick with expensive silence. He stood with his back to her, silhouette sharp against the skyline. "Leave us," he told Jay. "Sir, I don't think—" "Out." The door clicked shut. Silence stretched like a wire. "Anna?" He turned. His face was carved from stone and regret. "I owe you an apology." She lifted her chin. "Do you?" "I watched, through the cameras. I saw what she did to you. Oh, and I did nothing." His voice was rough. "That makes me complicit." "Why didn't you stop it?" Her question was a blade. Fear. The word cost him. "My empire is built on violence, but it survives on legitimacy. Isabel's father is the district attorney. She's my bridge to respectability. One wrong move and federal investigations rain down. My people, hundreds of families who depend on me, lose everything. So you chose your empire over basic human decency." "Yes." He stepped closer. "And I will hate myself for it until I die, but I'm choosing differently now. Now that I'm here, in private, where no one can see." Her words gutted him. "What's your real name?" he asked quietly. "Anna." "Your full name?" She met his eyes. "Why does it matter?" "Because that watch on your wrist costs more than my hotel staff makes in a year. Because you move like someone used to giving orders, not taking them. Because my instincts, the ones that kept me alive in this business for 15 years, are screaming that you're not who you pretend to be." Anna's pulse thundered. "And if I'm not?" "Then I'm even more fascinated than I already am." The air between them crackled. "I shouldn't be here," Anna whispered. "No," Minha agreed. "You should run. I'm a dangerous man." "I know. And yet you're still standing here." So are you. Something raw passed between them. Why did you really bring me here? Anna asked. Minha's voice dropped. Because I needed to see if you were real. They sat in leather chairs, a chessboard between them, untouched. Hours had evaporated. Neither wanted this strange intimacy to end. Can I ask you something? Minha's voice was soft, dangerous. Why are you really doing this? Playing cleaner? Wearing thrift store uniforms while carrying a watch that could buy a house? Anna's walls wavered. Maybe it was exhaustion. Maybe it was the way he looked at her, like she was a puzzle worth solving, not a conquest worth claiming. I had someone once, she began. He proposed with a ring that cost a fortune. I thought it was love. Then I overheard him laughing with his friends, talking about my portfolio, my connections. He never said my name, just my net worth. Minha's jaw clenched. Anna. He died in a car accident 6 months later, and all I felt was relief. Then guilt, then loneliness so vast I couldn't breathe. She looked at her hands. I realized I'd never been loved, not for me. Just for what I represented. So you disappeared into the one place where you'd be invisible to see if anyone would defend someone with nothing. And the answer? Almost no one. Her eyes found his. Including you. He flinched. I have my own prison to confess. He told her about his father, a brutal underboss who trained him through violence, about inheriting an empire at 23, about the arranged marriage to Isabel, his path to legitimacy, his cage. I've been taught that power requires sacrifice, that love is a weakness I can't afford. That's not living, that's surviving. It's all I know. What if, Anna ventured, what if someone saw past the monster to the man underneath? Minha's breath caught. No one's ever tried. I'm trying. Her hand moved toward his. Even though you're dangerous. Even though this is insane. Their fingers intertwined. This can't end well, Minha whispered. I know. I could destroy you. Or I could save you. 5 nights. 5 secret meetings in his penthouse after the hotel closed. They built a world in the space between duty and desire. Minha brought her tea from his grandmother's recipe. She told me once that real power is knowing when to be gentle. Anna tasted it, and something in her softened. She sounds wise. She was the only person who loved me before I became useful. I understand that more than you know. They talked until dawn painted the windows gold. He learned she loved jazz but sang off key. She learned he wrote poetry to stay sane in a violent world. They laughed. They sat in comfortable silence. They built something fragile in the shadow of his empire. One evening, Minha took her hand properly. Anna, I don't know your last name, I don't know where you live, but I know you make me want to be more than what I was raised to be. You make me believe redemption is possible. Anna's heart hammered. Minha, you don't understand. I'm falling in love with you, he interrupted. I know it's foolish. I know I'm engaged. I know I'm a criminal and you're whoever you are. But I needed you to know someone sees the real you, chooses the real you. Tears slipped down her face. Even though you think I'm poor? Especially because I think you're poor, because it means this, he gestured between them, is real. Not transactional, not political, just human. You make me feel wealthy in ways money never could, she whispered. He cupped her face. Yup, then we're both richer than we've ever been. They kissed, soft, desperate, forbidden. The door exploded open. Isabel stood silhouetted in the doorway, phone camera flashing. How touching, she hissed. Wait until Daddy sees this. Wait until everyone sees the great Minha Kim slumming with the help. The photo reached the DA within an hour. By morning, Minha's empire was in crisis. You're insane. Jay paced his office like a caged animal. The DA is threatening to launch investigations into every property we own. Isabel's family is calling for blood. Your underbosses are questioning your judgment. All because you couldn't keep away from a cleaner? Minha stared at the city below, silent. Sir, you need to end this. Publicly humiliate her. Prove your loyalty to the Crane family or we lose everything. By noon, Isabel had orchestrated her execution. Anna was summoned to the main lobby, public sacrifice disguised as justice. Anna arrived in her uniform, heart ice. This was it. The moment she learned if his love survived when power demanded sacrifice. Minha stood beside Isabel like a statue, his face unreadable. His underbosses flanked him. The DA watched from the wings. Staff and guests formed a circle. Roman Colosseum. This woman, Isabel announced, has manipulated my fiancée. Used her as wiles to seduce a man above her station. It ends now. She turned to Minha. Tell her it meant nothing. That you were having fun. Tell her you choose me. Choose your empire, choose your future. The silence was suffocating. Anna's eyes found Minha's. Choose, they said. I won't hate you, but choose. Minha's hands clenched. His empire. Or his people, his freedom. Everything hung on his next words. Anna, he said slowly, voice hollow. Isabel is right. Anna's world stopped. This was a distraction, a mistake. I apologize for any misunderstanding. He turned to Isabel. It won't happen again. Isabel's smile was victory. Anna nodded once, turned, walked toward the exit with shattered dignity. She pulled out her phone, typed to her assistant, End the experiment. Tomorrow they meet the real me, and they'll regret everything. The next morning, Anna Monroe arrived at the Serpent Hotel in a custom Armani suit, 5-inch Louboutins, security detail flanking her. The lobby fell silent. She'd initiated the purchase at 3 a.m. Her lawyers had finalized paperwork at dawn. She now owned 51% of Minha's legitimate holdings. The manager rushed forward, confused. Ms. Monroe, we weren't expecting... Where is Minha Kim? Her voice could cut diamonds. His office, ma'am. She walked past security, past his lieutenants, straight into his penthouse sanctuary. Minha looked up from his desk, froze. Hello, Mr. Kim. Anna removed her sunglasses slowly. I'm Anna Monroe, CEO of Monroe Global Enterprises, net worth $4.2 billion, and the cleaner your fiancé humiliated in your lobby. The color drained from his face. Anna, I own 51% of your hotel chain as of this morning. I control your board. I have federal contacts who would love to investigate your empire. And I filmed every second of yesterday's performance. His world tilted. You're a billionaire who wanted to see if anyone would love her for herself? Her voice cracked. Congratulations. You failed spectacularly. Anna, please, you want to know the saddest part? Tears broke through her composure. I fell in love with you anyway, even knowing you were dangerous, even knowing this was insane. Because for 5 nights you made me feel seen. And then you chose your empire, just like everyone always does. She turned to leave. Wait. His voice broke. He stood, crossed the distance. You're right, I chose wrong. I chose fear over love, power over humanity. He dropped to his knees before her. But you need to know, I walked away from Isabel last night. I broke the engagement. The DA launched his investigations an hour ago. My empire is burning, and I don't care. Because I finally made the right choice. I chose you. Anna stared down at him. You broke the engagement? After you left, I couldn't breathe. I realized, I've spent 15 years building an empire that imprisoned me. And in 5 nights, you showed me what freedom felt like. He stood slowly. I don't care if you're a billionaire or a cleaner. I fell in love with Anna, the woman who challenged me, who saw through my armor, who made me want redemption. Your empire can burn. His voice was steel. I'm done being a prisoner of power. I'm done choosing fear over love. The investigations, I'll face them. I'll pay for my crimes, but I'll do it as a man who finally chose right. He cupped her face. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm begging for it anyway. Anna's tears fell freely. You chose me even when I had nothing. I chose you because you're everything. She kissed him, hard, claiming, forgiving. When they broke apart, she whispered, yeah, I'm still angry with you. I know. But I'm also in love with you. I know that too. So here's what happens. You work with prosecutors. You make things right. You dismantle the criminal parts of your empire. And I'll be beside you, not as your savior, but as your partner. Why would you do that? Because you knelt before me when you thought I was poor. That's real power. That's real love. He laughed through tears. So the billionaire saves the mafia boss? The woman saves the man. Wealth has nothing to do with it. Below in the lobby, Isabel was escorted out by security. Her reign ended. Minha took Anna's hand, led her to the window. I'm about to lose everything. No. Anna smiled. You just gained the only thing that matters. Which is? Someone who sees your soul, not your empire. Someone who believes you're worth redemption. They stood together. Billionaire and reformed criminal, black woman and Korean man, two people who'd found love in disguise and chosen it in truth. What now? He asked. Now we build something real, together, as equals. I like the sound of that. She leaned against him. Besides, I need someone who knows how to navigate dangerous situations. Boardrooms can be brutal. He laughed. And I need someone who reminds me that power without purpose is just violence. We're going to be quite the team. Yes, Minha agreed, kissing her forehead. We are. Outside, the city glittered with possibility. Inside, two hearts beat the same rhythm. Chosen, redeemed, free. Real love sees you at your worst and still chooses to stand beside you. Have you ever risked everything for love? Tell us your story below. And if this journey moved you, if you believe broken people deserve redemption and love worth fighting for, smash that subscribe button. Every Monday and Thursday, we bring you stories that prove love is braver than empires and stronger than fear. You just witnessed a mafia boss choose love over power. Now join our community and let's celebrate love that transforms. Drop a heart if you believe everyone deserves a second chance at love.